Story time about how I got fired from my job. Basically, a little backstory. I worked at a tanning place for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I don't know. You can tan for free. She made that super clear. Tan for free, lotion for free, blah, blah, blah. I did like 4 days of training. I took like 7 quizzes, watched 5 one-hour videos. They would have me do nothing. And she would, like, not by choice. So me and the manager, like, I'd be there with the manager every time I did training. We became, like, friends. We were friends. She was, like, 23. She'd give me advice. Like, I thought we were good. And I also would come in during the weeks to tan with my friend, which I got my friend a membership. They should be happy they're getting money. I'm just kidding. But, okay, so I'll tell you the reason why I think I got fired. One day I came in with Lexi, my friend, and I was just super zoned out, like, out of it, which I have days where I'm just like that, and I don't even know why. Like, I'm just, like, zoned out. And like, all of my friends can back me up on that, too. Like, whenever I'm zoned out, I'm just kind of like, And so I went in with Lexi. The lady was, like, already got a weird vibe from her. Never met her before. It was a different front desk lady at the place that I work, okay? And she talked to Lexi first. Lexi went into tan, so then it was just me and the lady. I was asking her, I was like, oh, can I get some lotion and goggles? Because every single time I go in, you are allowed to. Workers there are allowed to. And I was like, oh, can I have some goggles? And she put the money goggles, like the ones you have to pay for, in front of me and was like, you didn't bring any eye protection? Like, what do you think you're doing without any eye protection? In like a passive-aggressive tone. She was very passive-aggressive. And for me to pay for lotion and goggles, and I was like, I work here. She was flaming me with questions. Honestly, I don't even remember what they were, but she was super rude and passive-aggressive, and like I was already kind of out of it, so when you're pounding questions at me, it's kind of hard to respond. So then I was like, I just need a second, because I was already having like a bad day, and I was just like, okay, I just need a second. So I went and sat down, sat there for a good 5 minutes. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to tan, which I was really upset about. She comes over, apologizes to me because she knows that she was in the wrong. I still went into tan, and then when I came back out, she apologized to me again because she was being super rude. And I'm not gonna lie, I do get a little bit sensitive when people are being rude to me. But it was because I was like having a bad day. Anyways, I went in yesterday to go tan. Everything was good. The manager was at the front desk. I hadn't heard from them for like 2 weeks, which I thought something was wrong. Or no, I didn't think anything was wrong. I thought that they were just busy and I still would be able to come into training, because yesterday she was like, oh yeah, I'll talk to you about it, like I'll text you. Today I went in again. Everything was good. I was like, how's your day? We had a normal conversation. And then afterwards, I get a paragraph-long message that was like, I'm sorry, we were busy in the tanning salon. They were not busy. We were the only people in there. And it was like, I just don't think you have the communication skills to be able to work here. I hope you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't even fucking remember. No swearing. And then I was like, can I ask why this is? Which I already told you guys why I think I got fired. Never responded, left me on red. And then I sent a paragraph. I was like, I feel like I never got the opportunity to show my communication skills because I didn't. The whole time I'd be there, they had me in the back taking quizzes for whatever reason. Made me do all this training for hours. And I was like, this is very disappointing. I didn't want to be rude because I still kind of wanted the job, but left me on red, never said anything to me, so thank you. And then they also stole thousands of dollars from my best friend's mom. So that should have been my first sign. But very rude employees, don't go there. I'm not gonna say where, but don't go there. And I don't care because I have an interview for another job tomorrow because I already wasn't making any money from the tanning salon, so I'm not sad. I don't care.
This is gonna be a story about my first date ever, aka the worst date I have ever been on and hopefully will ever be on. This is crucial context. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so I was not allowed to date in school, never had a boyfriend, never had a first kiss, none of that in school ever. So when I left the religion at 18, one of the first things I did was download a dating app because like I just felt so behind. I felt like everyone had their first kiss. I felt like everyone was hooking up already. I felt behind. So I was like, I need to do this for me. I was in my like empowerment stage. I was like, this needs to happen. So I download all the dating apps. I matched with this guy on Bumble. Oh God, just thinking back on it, it's like bringing up all these old feelings. This was 4 years ago, and I kind of trauma blocked half of this shit out, so bear with me here. I had very, very low self-esteem, so I was very intimidated by men. I didn't think men would ever like me. Never thought I would be able to have a boyfriend. Never thought anyone would ever love me. Whatever. All that to say is this is not someone that I would pick out in a line of men. He was like a gamer dude. If you're a gamer guy, this is food coloring. If you're a gamer guy, no shade to you, but just not my type personally. We're talking, this dude tries to mold me into his perfect gamer girlfriend. He, makes me download Discord. I don't know anything about gaming, games, anything like that. I never heard of Discord, but he makes me download Discord. He shows me how to play League of Legends. So for about a month, we're just talking on Discord, getting to know each other, and our humor is there, but like, looking back, it's like, oh girl, you could have done so much better. Anyways, about a month into talking online, he's like, okay, we should meet up. I'm like, cool. So he's like, I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory. Oh, by the way, I was 18, this man, I'm pretty sure it was either 23 or 24 at the time. Keep that in mind. Looking back, I wouldn't have done any of this, okay? Looking back, I'm such a different person right now, but at the time, the girl that I was then is not the girl that I am now. The girl that I was then, she was so desperate. Poor girl, she was so desperate for any male attention, for anybody to love her, for anything. Okay, I'm like, cool, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. The day of, I'm getting ready, I'm excited, I got my best little fit on, I'm doing my little makeup, and then I get a text from him that's like, hey, forgot to mention, my friend is coming from out of town, and he's staying with me, because it's his birthday. Would you mind if he, comes to Cheesecake with us, and eats with us? Little old me is like, you know what? Sure. Your friend that I don't know you, but I'll definitely don't know your friend, can come with us on our first date, first time ever meeting, to Cheesecake Factory. Cool. Type shit. He's like, awesome. Oh, and also, by the way, I used to suck his dick in college. Now I'm looking for the cameras, cause what? Wait, one more time, rewind. I used to suck his dick in college. Obviously, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. Then he automatically is like, no, it's okay. It was a while ago, and we don't have feelings for each other. It was just a really hard time, and we were both stressed. We were both stressed, and it was platonic, and we just weren't getting any bitches, so we sucked each other's dicks one night. So little 18-year-old, very, very naive me is like, you know what? Okay, let's think about this. It was a while ago, he says they were stressed. He says they were stressed, that all they had was each other. Just two bros helping each other out. Right. So he was like, I totally understand if this is like a turn off for you. I get it. But I just wanted to let you know, just so I could like have a good conscience going into this. I'm like, cool. You know what? Sure. To hell with it. You know what? Because we're just doing shit at this point. Sure. Again, I would never do this. 22-year-old me would never do this. But 18-year-old little me, she was like, you know what? I am I'm gonna be okay with it just so I can go on this date. I just want to push myself. I want to go on a date, and that's literally all I wanted to do is go on a date. So I went with it. I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. Let's still go on the date. He's like, cool, I'm gonna pick you up. I walk outside, I'm all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm going on my first date, you know, woo! He pulls up. I see a sedan with not one man, not two men, which is what I was kind of expecting if it was gonna be him and his friend. No, not two men, not three men, 4 men inside of this Toyota Camry, Honda Civic, whatever the fuck it was. 4 men come to pick me up for my first date with this dude that I found on Bumble. I open the door. I see him in the driver's seat, the friend that he sucked his dick, in the passenger, 2 men in the backseat. I'm like, hey, who are all these folks? And he's like, yo, like, here's my friends. They all came to see my other friend that I sucked his dick in college that I just told you about 30 minutes before our date. They all came to see him for his birthday, and we're all gonna go to dinner together. What? I'm sorry, what? 22-year-old JL wouldn't do this, but 18-year-old JL got in the car still. I wish I could time travel and slap myself across the head, because what are you doing? But I get in the car with 4 random men. Multiple times in the story, I could have been harmed. I could have been greatly harmed, but it happened. It's in the past, so that's why I'm telling you guys this. I get in the car. Now, there's a Cheesecake Factory about 20 minutes from me. So I'm under the impression that's the one we're going to. So this man gets on the highway. He's driving. And he keeps driving. I'm like, all right, where the fuck are we going? Because Cheesecake Factory was about 3 exits ago. He's like, oh, yeah, so we're actually going to go to the one close to my house. I'm like, close to where's your house? He says, oh, Kennesaw. Kennesaw? For those who don't know, I live in Atlanta. Kennesaw is about an hour away from Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm in a car with 4 fully grown men driving about an hour away from my house to go to Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We're all caught up? All right. We finally get to Cheesecake Factory. It takes a second for us to be seated. Oh, no, wait. I forgot about this. Oh, my God. We pull up to Cheesecake Factory. Everyone gets out the car. I officially, shake everyone's hands. It's so awkward and weird thinking about it. And then I hug him, and then it's, weird. And then the trunk starts opening. I look. Another man crawls out the trunk. They're all laughing. They're like, oh my God, dude, I can't believe you survived. I'm like, what the fuck? 5 men. With me at Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We enter the Cheesecake Factory. It takes us a while to get seated because there's 6 of us. It's not even a date anymore. It's just a birthday party, and I'm just some random girl that is there too. I order a pasta. He ordered a juicy steak. Remember that for later. It's me, him, his friends over here. It's so awkward because they're talking about games and shit I don't know about, and college. Apparently they all went to college together, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just trying to have some sort of interaction with the man I'm on a date with. There's a family behind us. And there's a little baby. I start doing this to the little baby because I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't know any of you, and I want to go home. I'm talking to the little baby. I'm like, hey, little baby, hey, little baby. The baby's laughing. My date looks back, sees I'm talking to the little baby. He's like, oh, that's so cute. I love a woman with maternal instincts. You will make such a good mother for my children. I don't think so. What? At this point, my face is sun-dried tomato red. I want to go home more than anything in the world. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just, I couldn't even tell you my thought process at the time, because like me right now would never do any of this. I don't know what was going on in that fucking little girl's brain, but I stayed there. The check comes out. He's like, oh, let's split it. Didn't pay for my food. So I'm like, cool. I finally get to go home. He's like, actually, let's go back to my house, guys, so we can pregame. Pregame what? My bad, I forgot this is actually your bestie's birthday celebration and you don't give a fuck about me. Right, so we go back to his house. I'm in this random man's house. I meet his lesbian mom. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Anyway, yeah, they're drinking. I've never had an alcoholic beverage before. I'm 18 years old. I've been a Jehovah's Witness my entire life. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting on the couch while they're pre-gaming. He tries to like start conversation with me a little bit. I'm on my phone scrolling. I'm looking at Ubers because at this point, like, I don't even need a ride home. I want to go home. But I'm looking at Ubers and it's rush hour and I'm an hour away from my house. So the Uber is costing $75 to $80. I am 18. I don't think I had I had a very low paying job at that time. I could not afford to pay $80 to go back home. So I'm literally stuck at this random man's house. I think he saw like how uncomfortable I was. So he was like, hey, why don't we like go out on a walk? There's a trail outside my house. I'm like, you know what? Sure, fuck it. Sure. I don't have anything to lose at this point. Fuck it. So we go. At this point, the sun is starting to set a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Like, honestly, like, I would rather just go home. I don't really want to be like out walking with some random man. And he's like, no, it's okay. I understand. Bro pulls out a pocket knife and hands it to me. He's like, here, take this. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can just whip it out. He was a very tall man. Definitely 2 times my body weight. And he gives me this puny ass little pocket knife. Looking back, I'm like, bro, that wouldn't have done shit. If this man actually wanted to harm me, that wouldn't have done shit. But my stupid ass took the pocket knife and wandered into this trail with this random man. We're walking, we're talking. He tries to hold my hand. I'm like, I don't want to hold your hand. I'm telling him all the shit about like my shit that I got going on. He's talking about his shit that he's got going on. And he's just all around a fucking weirdo. Bro tells me he has a breeding kink. I don't know what that is because I'm naive. I'm like, all right, don't know what that means. So he's telling me about it while we're in the dark in the middle of the forest in this walking trail. I'm like, oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't be here right now. This is a bad decision. So I'm like, you know what? I have to go home. I just cut him off. I was like, I have to go home. He's like, oh, all right, okay, I'll walk you back. We turn around and he's like, wait, before that, let me just, and then he swoops in, holds my face like this and starts shoving his tongue in my mouth. That was my first kiss, by the way. And you know what? Because he just had a juicy steak from Cheesecake Factory, it tasted like steak. It tasted like steak and garlic and onions and tongue and gross. And I remember pulling back and spitting because I'm like, ew! It's so awkward at this point. I'm like, take me home. We get out the trail. We're back in his house at this point. And I'm like, okay, can you, please drive me home? And he's like, yeah, I can in a second. Let me just, like, have some fun with my buddies. You know, he came all the way from out of town. He's here, and all of our friends are here. I'm like, you know, it's all right. I'm gonna just call an Uber. At this point, the Uber's a little lower. It's about $50. So I call myself a $50 Uber 1 hour away from my house. I get in that Uber and I never look back. I pay for the Uber, by the way, naturally. I naturally pay for the Uber. And that was the weirdest date I have ever been on. There's so much other shit that I blocked out of my memory. Like, he had this weird relationship. Like, he had this weird, like, thing. Like, he was like, oh, can you wear overalls? Because I have this picture of my mom in these overalls, and I just love the way she looks in them. He had weird shit going on up there. He was not... It makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. Looking back, it honestly just makes me so sad that, like, the girl I was then, like, was so desperate to find love and so desperate to, like, be normal and, like, do normal shit that I thought this was my best option. And that's honestly what makes me the saddest. And it also freaks me out thinking, like, damn, I really could have died that night. If he wanted to harm me, he could have. He had multiple chances to. At the one point, there were 6 men. No, there were 5 men and 1 me. 18-year-old girl and like 22 to 24-year-old guys. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But also, what the fuck was he thinking? And it led to a whole bunch of other shit. Like, my dad ended up finding our messages and he got really pissed at me. I mean, thinking back, it's like, obviously. But at the time, I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand me. It honestly caused a really big strain in our relationship. We're all good now, but at the time, it was rough. And then after I got home from that date, I broke down and cried. And then after that, I didn't go on another date until like 2 years from then, because I was so uncomfortable with men. I didn't even want to look at men. For a second there, I thought I was lesbian, because I was like, men don't even turn me on. Like, I'm not even attracted to looking at that shit, because that one man just fucking ruined it for me. But now I have a lovely boyfriend and I love him, so I guess everything worked out in the end. But yeah, that was the weirdest, disgusting, grossest, worst date that I've ever been on, and I would never do anything like that ever again. And I am so mad at myself for ever putting myself in that situation.
Story time of how my creepy college professor tried to trick me and my roommate into a 3-part experience. Now, I'm going to take full responsibility for this because I was a year older than her. I was a junior and she was a sophomore, and it really all started because I did not go to class and she was helping me out. So I had only gone to his class a total of like maybe 3 times. I went for like the first day of class, I went to take the midterm, and then I showed up to the class before the final, where he told me, I don't know why you're here going to take this final, because you're not going to pass because of your attendance. Like, there's no point. Like, you might as well not take the final. So I'm kind of freaking out. So I go to her and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I have to do something. Like, I need to take this final. Like, I need to pass this class. So she knew him and she was like, oh, he's super cool. Let's go to his office hours. So like, I don't know what I told him. I can't remember, but he took some pity on me, so I thought, and he was like, okay. He was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna let you take the final. And he's like, let's exchange numbers. So that way, if anything else happens in the future, you can just contact me directly and, you know, we can get ahead of it. So I said, okay. And it made sense for us to exchange numbers because he was a psych professor and I was a psych major, and I knew I was gonna have more classes with him. He also like went over like exactly what I needed to study for the final. So he basically he hand fed me what I needed to pass this final, which I appreciated. I thought he was super cool. So I take the final, I get an A. and he texts me to let me know. And then he puts me and my roommate into a group chat and says, hey, in order to celebrate you guys having a great semester, let me take you to lunch, like to celebrate the end of the school year. And we were one of the only ones left on campus because she was going back to California. I was going back to Florida. So, you know, we were packing up our dorm and all that stuff. So it was like, cool, free food. Let's go. First red flag was he picked us up at the back gate. He did not go through security to get on campus to come and get us because he would have to go through security to leave. So we walked to the back gate and he picked us up in his little green hatchback. Now this man is probably 5'2", white, very much Dungeons and Dragons type, like super dorky. So we're like very unassuming. Like we're like, oh, he's so sweet. Like he's just a cool little dorky dude that, you know, wants to like help out his students. Like he's so nice. We get in the car and then he starts talking about how he has students come over his house all the time. He has like game nights, he has movie nights, he has all these things that he does with them. And like it's like really normal for students to even spend the night at his house if they need to, which was weird because we were going to Chipotle. We get to Chipotle, her and I are kind of like looking at each other like, okay, this is like getting weird. So we walk in, I walk in first, he walks in, and then she walks in behind him. I order my food and I pay for it like immediately because I didn't want him paying for my food because it was getting weird. And then he paid for his and hers food, and he like kind of yelled at me. He was like, don't you ever pay for your food. You don't ever have to pay for anything when you're with me. Okay. So then I'm thinking like, okay, we're gonna sit down, and like after we sit down and eat, I'm just gonna tell him we're gonna stay at the mall, we're gonna meet some friends, we're gonna go shopping, we're gonna figure something out, right? So he looks around this not busy Chipotle and says, you know what, it's kind of crowded in here, let's just go back to my place and eat. And we were like, okay. Should we have gone? No, but we did. Like we didn't know how to get out of this situation. It was weird. It was uncomfortable. Neither of us had like navigated something like this. This is getting long. Let me do a part 2. Thank you for your patience, queen. So we end up going to getting that little green hatchback and driving to his house. We walk into this apartment, 3 locks on the door. 3. He locks all 3 when we walk in. Me and her like look at each other again, like, and I think now we're realizing like, okay, this is not good. So I look around and he was like, let me take you guys on the grand tour. Mind you, this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. So he starts for the kitchen and he's like, do you guys want a drink? Like we didn't get any drinks at Chipotle. You know, I know you guys are thirsty. We look at each other and we're like, no, we're okay. Because why are you? Anyway, so then he takes us to the living room. He's like showing us all these like, and then he takes us into like a place where he doesn't have a couch. He just has like one single chair in front of a TV. He talks about like his surround sound, and he's like, this is where me and my students, we have movie night. There was one recliner in the living room. He's like, sit in the chair so you guys can hear the surround sound. You guys are going to come back after this. So she sits in the chair and I'm just like looking at her like, he like puts on a movie and he like blasts the surround sound, right? Then we're like, cool. And he's like, okay, now for the rest of the tour. So he shows us where the bathroom is. Here's the bathroom if you guys need to go. Then he takes us into like a guest room and he like shows us around. He's like, I have a computer here. Like if you guys want to do like your homework here, like bring your laptops. Like I have Wi-Fi. Like just sometimes it's like where my students will stay. It's like a tent, like a twin bed. It looks like an 11-year-old's room. His whole place was decorated like almost like out of that 70s show, but like a 13-year-old decorated it. It had a bunch of like Star Wars stuff and like knickknacks. The vibe was off. Then he takes us into his bedroom. He's like, well, this is where I sleep. And he brings us over to a Hooters poster. And he talks about how much he loves Hooters. He goes once a week. He shows us like the Hooters like models like on this poster. So we both have braids, right? We both are very similar, like dark skin, tall, slim braids. He specifically points out a Hooters girl. My favorite one is the black girl with the braids. Looks at both of us and we just stare back at him like. So then he goes and he sits down on the bed, right? He sits on the bed and he's looking at us. He puts both hands like out to the side, almost like as if he's suggesting like we both sit on like either side of him. So my roommate's very timid. She's very shy and she's looking at me like with the wide eyes. And I was like, okay, I have to take control of this situation. Somebody's gonna have to. So as he's sitting there, he says something along the lines like, come on, you guys make yourself more comfortable before we eat. And I was like, well, we're hungry now and like we really need to go back and pack. She was leaving in the morning. I think I was like leaving a day or two. It was like, we have to get back and pack, so we should really eat. And so he's like, no, just come sit down. We can just like talk and chat and like just make yourselves more comfortable. Mind you, this is before Uber. You would have to call like a taxi cab, talk to the dispatcher, give them the address. So there really was no way out. And there were 3 locks that were locked on the door. So we had a choice. Knowing her, she probably, this is awful to say, she probably would have went with whatever choice I went with. But like for me, there was no choice. So at that point, there was no flight. So my only option was to fight. I was fully prepared to whoop his ass. So I just let him know, like, we need to go now. Very adamantly. And he's like, let's just have a drink first. We need to go now. I need to leave now. I started getting really adamant. I was like, if you want, I can just call a cab, but we have to go. We have to pack. Like, we thought it was going to be a much quicker than it was. It's dark outside. You picked us up. It's been hours. We need to go. He starts to get super defensive. Like, I'm like, sure, I'll take you guys home now. Like, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. And I was like, let's go. Then we get in the car. Silence. Silence the whole ride. He was a chatty Cathy the whole time. Silence. He pulls up to the back gate, doesn't even say bye. Like, we get out the car, we shut the door, he doesn't say bye, he doesn't look at us, he immediately drives away. That was my little story time.
My daughter's teacher is a pedophile. This is the story time of how I found out that my daughter's teacher is a predator. Was a predator. She's not her teacher anymore, obviously. So my daughter had just started her 5th grade year at Rivercrest Elementary in Hudson, Wisconsin. Throughout the year, Kylie made a couple comments to me about how, Miss Faust favors the boys in her class. How Miss Faust hates all the girls. How Miss Faust only chooses the boys for things and never chooses the girls, things like that. And, when you're that age, I think everybody's against you. So I kind of just took it with a grain of salt and was like, all right, tuck it in my arsenal for later. But whenever Kylie would have friends over, her friends would corroborate the story. So I know it wasn't just Kylie making this up. Well, fast forward, we're a couple months into the school year and Kylie comes home from school and she goes, oh my God, Mom, Miss Bergman got arrested today. The cops came to our school and arrested her. So there was a Miss Bergman's class, Miss Faust's class, and then there was a 3rd 5th grade class who isn't really involved in the story. Kylie was in Miss Faust's class. So she comes home, she tells me this, and I'm like, why? And she's like, I don't know, the cops just came and they took her. So I get an email from the school district telling me that Kylie's teacher, effective immediately, her teacher is placed on leave. I go to Kylie and I'm like, Kylie, what happened with your teacher? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, it says that she's no longer with you guys. And Kylie's like, I have no idea. And so me thinking, it must have to do with the other teacher getting arrested, because what are the odds those both happen in one day? Later that day, I get an email from the district detailing why Miss Bergman was arrested. Then I started putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, okay, I bet Kylie's teacher knew and didn't say anything about it, which is already bad enough, because time goes on, more and more come out about Miss Bergman, the first 5th grade teacher that got arrested.
Madison Bergman broke down in tears, and get this, police found 35,000 texts and 100 graphic love letters that she exchanged with her victim. I wanted to just grab your face and push you to the floor and make out with you, goes this.
Let's be clear here, this child is a victim. We had 35,000 text messages with this child. Apparently, she was really close with his family, and so that's why she had his phone number. I guess she went on vacation with them or something. I don't know. And it all came to light because the mom overheard a phone conversation her son was having, and she was like, who are you talking to? And he fessed up, and so she went through his phone and she found everything, and that's why they came to the school and arrested her. In my head, I'm still thinking, okay, Kylie's teacher just didn't report it.
Gets worse.
Months go by. This is kind of the talk of the town. Hudson's not super small, but it's not super big either. The school year ends, summer begins, yada yada. Then I see court documents that are just released, and the Hudson School District told us about this. They sent us an email over the summer saying that there's been updated charges to Miss Faust, which was Kylie's teacher. So I'm like, I gotta read this, because they still to this day had not exactly told us why she was then placed on leave. I'm opening up these court documents thinking, okay, I'm sure it's just what I was thinking. Wrong. She has 4 pending felony charges in St. Croix County. It was failure to protect a child, mental harm to a child enticement, and sexual misconduct. So I'm reading through this court document, and it says that apparently Kylie's teacher also had a student of her own that she was preying upon. It didn't give us the name. Obviously, he's a minor, so it just gave us the initials. So I say to Kylie, do you know anyone in your class that had these initials? And she goes, oh my gosh, yes. She says, I know exactly who that is. She was always making him stay behind at lunch to like eat lunch with her as like a special treat. She would always make him hug her at the end of the day. She was always favoring him. And, you know, of course, hindsight's 2020, so she's starting to like tell me all these things. She goes, oh yeah, Mom, I forgot to tell you. Right before Miss Bergman was arrested, one of my friends came out of the bathroom and ran up to me and said, Kylie, I just saw Miss Bergman and the child she was preying upon kissing. So Kylie ran and told her teacher and was like, Miss Faust, so-and-so just told me they saw this. And Miss Faust said, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure they just saw wrong.
You're a liar!
And of course my daughter, you know, she's 10, 11, and so she's like, okay. And she trusts her because she's an adult. And we're supposed to trust adults when we're that age. Going through this court document, and I'm seeing all these things about how she pushed this child up against the wall after class and made him kiss her. He felt extremely uncomfortable around her. You know, there was a lot. So then I'm at work the other night, a couple weeks ago, and my sisters send me a news article. And there's more. So apparently, after Kylie's teacher was placed on leave, she went and found a nannying job over in Minnesota. And preyed upon the children there too. She got charged with third-degree sexual misconduct with these children that she was nannying for. So because there are hundreds of news articles on this, I asked ChatGPT to go through and just summarize it. So I'm going to post it here for you guys because it's a lot to explain, but essentially these are the new charges that she's now being charged with, along with the ones that she's being charged with here in Hudson. It's a lot to process because I think back to those interactions I had with her and I'm like, was there any signs? And like, really, no. And that just goes to show you that it truly could be anybody. I mean, there was 2 teachers at the same school preying upon these children that were 10, 11 years old. And for reference, this is what an 11-year-old boy looks like. Okay?
What's up, brother? Skibbity toilet. What?
I will never understand it. Court date is actually coming up in the next couple days, Miss Faust says, and it will be very interesting to follow along and see what comes out because I'm sure there's more. And one thing that I cannot get over is like, imagine spending your life and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to go to school to be an educator and dedicating your life to being a teacher, and you can't even make it through your first year teaching. You can't even make it through your first year teaching before you prey on children. Fucking creep. And you know that girl wanted to be a teacher so that she could prey on young boys. You know that. There's no way that this was like the first time that she had these thoughts. Absolutely not. And you know that she purposely went into that profession so she could prey on young boys. So yeah, that's the story of how I found out my daughter's teacher is a pedophile.
Our little break at work, so I thought it would be a good time to tell this story time. So this is a hair salon horror story, but this is not coming from a client point of view. This is coming from a person that worked in a salon. So this happened around like 2021, so it was a while ago. I graduated in 2020. It was 2021. I would say fresh out of high school because I just got out of high school the following year. So boom. My best friend, hold on, let me move y'all. All right, so my best friend and this one girl was working at a job together. It was my best friend that was both working at this job. And this dude came into the job, talked to my best friend, telling her how she was so beautiful and she should come work for him. But at the time, she had already had a job, so she didn't accept it. I believe that was the same dude. I believe so. So she didn't accept it at the time because, like I said, they was already working at a job previously. So her friend ended up leaving the job, ended up going to get a job at the salon because that's what the dude was talking about, coming to be a receptionist at his salon. So the one friend left, she went to the salon and she was telling my best friend, like, I'll be making $1,000. You can make like $15 a week off your check, like telling my best friend all this good stuff. So my best friend, I think she ended up quitting around this time. She ended up leaving. So she like, I'm gonna go there. So she ended up telling me because I was looking for a job too. So she like, best friend, like, he hiring receptionists. We both can go and see what's up. Mind you, it's a man that owned a salon. He's an older man. He probably in his like late 40s, early 40s, one of them. So boom. Me and my best friend go up to the little interview or whatever. We go to the interview, and I end up getting a job. My best friend didn't end up getting hired right away, but I ended up getting hired right away. So he was like, yeah, you could start, and I will let your best friend know when she could start. I already was feeling some type of way because, first of all, my best friend brought me to this interview. So the fact that she didn't get the job and I got the job made me feel some type of way, but it was just like, he said he gonna get her in here, so you get what I'm saying? And my best friend's not a hater. She telling me she a best friend. Do that shit. Like, just don't forget to put in the word for me. Make sure you let him know and keep reminding him, like. So boom, I work in a job. He got 2 salons. So he got one in Highland Park and one in Southfield. The one in Southfield, they say is the bougie one. All the bougie girls work there. Then the one in Highland Park is like the ghetto one. So when I first started working, he told me I was going to be working at Southfield. Now, mind you, before I even started working, my best friend was telling me, too, that the girl that she used to work with was saying, like, oh, yeah, some of the girls be sleeping with him to get money. Like, they be want the womb. That's why they check be so big, because they be, you know, doing the do with him in X, Y, and Z. Keep that in mind. So, boom. I start working. I go to the salon in Southfield or whatever. I'm working for like a week, 2 weeks at this point. So nothing weird going on. Everything cool. You get what I'm saying? Everything straight. So he ended up telling me mid-shift, like, I need you to go to Highland Park. So around this time, my best friend used to drop me off at work and keep my car. Like, I used to let her just drop me off and keep my car, because ain't no point in me just parking that bitch drop me off and you keep it, just come pick me up. So he ended up telling me, I need you to go to HP. He was in the salon and he like, yeah, I need you to go to HP. And I think he low-key tried to set me up, now that I'm thinking about it. But I'm like, well, I don't got my car, so let me call my best friend and tell her to come get me, and then she could take me to HP. He like, no, like, you could just ride with me. Like, I'll take you up there. I'm going that way anyway. So I'm not thinking of another. I'm like, all right, bet. He grabbed his stuff. I grabbed my stuff. We got in a car. So while we in the car, I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to start telling him about my best friend. Like, don't forget to bring her in here. So we in the car. I'm like, yeah, can you move me to a hairstylist, because I did hair at this time. So first I was asking him to bring her in, and he was like, well, I gotta wait till a receptionist spot open up to bring her in. So I'm like, okay, well, what if you move me to a hairstylist and then bring her in as a receptionist? So he like, you do hair? I got to show him my pictures and stuff. He like, okay, well, we gonna start you off as a trainee, so all you gonna do is prep. So which was wash hair, blow dry, braid down. So that's what I was starting off doing. I'm like, okay. So my best friend come and fill my spot. He like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we in the car, this man gonna put his hand on my leg and say, would you ever, like, date me? Like, am I handsome to you? So I'm automatically thrown off. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck are you doing? Like I say, y'all, I still feel like I'm fresh out. I never been, like, when I was in my teens, I didn't want to fuck with nobody that was in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, hell no. You get what I'm saying? That was just too old for me. Like, 20, 21, cool, but I was still a teen. You get what I'm saying? So it just threw me all the way off. Like, what the fuck is going on? Hell no. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You know, I don't know what else to say, because mind you, I'm in his car. So I'm like, I gotta play it cool. So he like, I mean, how I look at me. So I looked at him. I'm like, no, like, you're not ugly, but I don't like to mix business with pleasure. So I wouldn't talk to you. He like, well, who said anything about business and pleasure? It could just be, you know, a trade for a trade, something like that. Like, basically insinuating, even if I don't work for him, like, you know, it could be exchange. Hell no. Fuck is you talking about? So I'm like, no, I don't know. He like, okay, I understand what the womb. He dropped me off to the salon. We get to the salon. It already threw me the fuck off. I'm already weirded out and creeped out. I'm irritated. So fast forward, like a week later, he ended up telling my best friend she could come start working. My best friend started working. Boom. We get to the salon. I'm working in Southfield. My best friend working in Highland Park. So I'm at the Southfield location. So I'm in the salon. One of the girls that they always talking about, like, yeah, she don't do walk-ins. Like, I think that's unfair that we got to stay here and do walk-ins and she get to just come in and just do her clients and then just leave. This was one girl. The other girl, it was going around saying that he was paying for her BBL in Miami, and she kept saying that she was about to go to Miami. She was going to take a trip to Miami to get her BBL, and everybody around the salon was basically saying that he was paying for her BBL to go get the BBL. You feel me? So the girl that was getting BBL, she doing somebody hair. The one girl ended up, the second girl, they were saying don't do walk-ins and stuff, she go to his office. So she was in there for like an hour, and not because I was counting by the hour, but because a girl had just walked in. When a girl walked in, she had just went to the back. I took this girl, I washed her hair, blow dried it, braided down, and the girl had left out the chair. I was just sitting there. She finally came out the room, the back of the room. So I'm like, what the fuck was just going on? Like, bitch, you been back there this whole time. I done did this girl hair and I'm done. You get what I'm saying? It's been about an hour. Like, what? But like I say, I don't mind people business. If it ain't mine, I'm not minding it. It is what it is. Until a motherfucker bring me in. So boom, she ended up leaving out the room. He come out the salon. I'm sitting there. He like, Amari, can I talk to you in the back? I'm like, yes. I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I do? Did I do something wrong? We get to the back in the office. He got a stack of money in his hand, a big ass stack of money. So he like, you want to play a game? I'm like, a game? He like, yeah, a game. What fucking game you talking about? What fucking game is you talking about, nigga? So he like, if you could guess how much money is in this stack, I would add $500 onto your check. So I'm like, shit, but like, y'all, I'm so uncomfortable that I'm just guessing anything. Mind you, it was a fat ass stack. I'm talking about 1,000. He like 1,000. You could do better than that. Come on. Mind you, I'm just uncomfortable, so I'm just throwing out numbers. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't even want to play. He like, all right, well, I mean, you can do something else for the money. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't need the money. He like, you don't need the money? I'm like, no, I don't need the money. He like, okay. He was like, oh, well, that's all that I wanted. You good? Everything good? No, bitch, I'm not good. Like, I feel fucking assaulted. Like, what the fuck? Like, and I don't feel assaulted, but I just feel like uncomfortable. So I leave out. Now I'm uncomfortable. My whole vibe off. Do y'all know I went to the front? He was like, no, actually, I finished doing the girl hair, so now my vibe is all the way off. He ended up coming out or whatever, ended up leaving. No, he ended up saying, Amari, I want you to go back to HP. Come on, I'll take you. I drove myself this day. Bitch, you're not getting me. I learned my lesson. Like, okay, you're trying to pull some slick shit. So I'm like, I drove, so I'll just go. He like, you drove? Like, he was irritated. Like, what the fuck do you mean you drove? Yes, I fucking drove, bitch. I'm never getting in the car with you again, ever. Like, no, like, hell fuck no. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not, bro, no. So I ended up, oh my goodness, this shit is crazy. So I'm like, yeah. He like, all right, give me a second. He gonna come and say, never mind, I don't need you to go no more. If you don't stop fucking playing with me, like, if you don't stop, like, what do you mean you don't need me to go no more? So he like, yeah, I don't need you to go no more. You could just stay here. I'm gonna go handle it. So I'm like, all right, well, you should have just went and handled it from the get-go, because while I'm in the middle of my shift and I gotta leave to go to the other salon, like, what the, and you just said that you didn't have room for my best friend, but now you got, you know, I'm gonna do a part 2. Y'all ain't gotta ask for it. I'm gonna just do it, so it's gonna be on my page. He raped my girlfriend, y'all. He raped, bro. So y'all, this is part 2 from hair salon from fucking hell. As a hairstylist point of view, not a client. I was working in the hair salon. So I left off, yeah, he told me that he didn't even want me to go no more. So I'm like, all right, bet. Cool. Stay there, want the want. Y'all, 2 days, and I know y'all probably like, well, why did you stay? Why did you stay? Y'all, I'm already contemplating getting the fuck on. Like, I already got it in my body that I'm getting the fuck on. Like, I know that I'm leaving. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know that this is about to be done. So I'm sitting at now I'm doing braiding, but I'm a braider and a receptionist, because at this time they didn't have no receptionist for Southfield yet, so I was doing both of them. You get what I'm saying? So I'm at the reception. I'm at the receptionist desk. Do y'all know this man's wife and daughter came in? Daughter older than me by a few years, probably like 3, and she come in. His wife come in. When I say my face went so straight, like, I'm so irritated. I'm so irritated because not you disrespecting your daughter and your wife, and you and this bitch sleeping with your motherfucking hairstylist, but then again, your wife probably know. Like, what the fuck are you on? Like, are you okay? So my energy just shifted. He gonna come and tell me, talking about, yeah, can you change your attitude, because it just seemed like you're not okay. Like, I need you to smile more. I'm not about to smile shit, nigga. First of all, get the fuck out my face. Like, let's do that. Don't say shit to me, period. Won't. I end up leaving. That situation happened. Y'all, I'm trying to speed up the story because I gotta go back into work in a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So he like, yeah, whoop. He walked away. I'm just sitting there, boom, I clock out. So I'm off for a few days. I'm contemplating on even going back, because I'm telling my best friend, I don't even know if I want to fucking go back to that bitch. You get what I'm saying? Like, he not at y'all salon. He always in Southfield with us. You get what I'm saying? He's rarely at the Highland Park location, like, so you don't get it. Like, this nigga is really fucking weird. You get what I'm saying? I bet you do. You probably do get it because you could just tell that he weird, but he's weird as fuck. So I'm telling my best friend I might leave. She like, no, best friend, don't leave. You know, just stay. Want the want. So I'm like, all right, bet. I end up going back, and nothing ended up happening between me and him when I came back to work. But what did end up happening, a dude, I'm in the middle of braiding down this lady hair. A dude come in the salon like, where's the owner? He raped my girlfriend, y'all. He raped, bro. Screaming, y'all. When I say you can hear the heartbreak in his voice. Like, he raped my fucking girlfriend, bro. That shit, he was molesting her. Going the fuck in, like, going the fuck in. So the one girl that supposed to go to Miami and get that BBL, she like, wait, calm down. What's going on? He like, bro, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. Get him on the phone. I know y'all got his number. She like, no, well, we don't have his number. Whole time lying. Like, yes, you do. Like, this is serious. Like, if somebody coming there with them accusations about your boss, you need to call your boss, because this can tarnish his business, his name, anything. You get what I'm saying? So call him. But y'all know what be going on. That's why you don't want to call him. So she like, no, we don't have no way to contact him. He said, if he don't be here by 7 o'clock, I'm coming back and I'm burning this bitch up. Pardon me? Pardon me? Don't do it while I'm here. I was glad I was finna get off in an hour, and I wasn't staying no longer. I'm sitting there like, bro, when I say he came in cutting up about his woman, you get what I'm saying? He wasn't playing. I know a lot of people gonna be thinking with the old ladies in the chair, thinking, well, they wasn't old ladies, but they was like, you know, well, one of them was like 50, and then the other one was like middle age, like early 30s. So she in the chair, she like, he crazy. Knowing his girlfriend just fucking. How you mad your girl fucking? Like, y'all not even taking this serious. Like, y'all not taking this serious enough for me. Like, I didn't witness the shit. You get what I'm saying? The assault, the sexual shit that don't nobody ask for. Like, I witnessed this. So it's like, I was about to say something so bad, but I'm like, nope, this is my last day. This is my last day. This, enough is enough. This is my last day. I ended up leaving. I ended up calling my best friend, like, yeah, best friend, I'm finna come up to the salon, because she was working at HP. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna come to the salon, come up to the salon, and I'm gone. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm done. Going into the salon, told her about it and stuff like that. That was just so crazy. I felt like, oh my goodness. And then the girl that he was saying his girlfriend was a girl that I know. I went to elementary school with her, and semi-middle school. And I'm just like, dang, y'all, I felt so bad. I told my best friend I was done. And he was begging me to come back, begging me to come back, begging me to come back. I'm like, bro, I'm not coming back. Like, that's a sick business. If you're from Detroit, you probably know exactly what salon I'm talking about. But the nigga is a creep. He's weird. Allegedly. All this is alleged. All this is alleged. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But I gotta go back to work. Well, y'all, that took a lot of time. Bye-bye.
Y'all ever ruin a first date so bad you actually consider moving to a different city? Yeah, that was me the other night. I thought I was going to have the smoothest first date ever, and I promised myself to stay cool, calm, and collected. I show up about 20 minutes early trying to be responsible, and all that did was lead me to sit there and overthink the entire time. The hostess asked me if I was waiting on somebody, and I said, oh no, I like to eat alone with 2 menus sometimes. Now, I promise you, this was meant to be a joke, but the tone, it just did not match, and I felt so bad. So it was at that moment where I knew I was in rare form that night, and it was not going to go my favor whatsoever. She finally arrives, and I swear the restaurant lights hit her like she had her own spotlight. Just gorgeous girl. Boys, don't be sleeping on these goth baddies. I swear to God, you're missing out. So I go to stand up all confidently just to go ahead and greet her, and I almost trip over my chair. And then I somehow manage to kick the table leg so hard, it makes a silverware on the table jump. And then I go in for a hug, and then we end up doing that awkward little side, left to right little shuffle thing, and we end up colliding shoulders. We sit down, and then the waiter asks us about drinks. I said, hey, I'll take a Coke. Except I said it in a fake deep voice, and then immediately went back to normal again. She laughs politely, but I can immediately tell she's rethinking all of her life's choices that led her up to this moment. So I try a little small talk, ask her how her day was. She goes, mine was good. How was yours? And I said, yeah, mine was pretty good too. Except I cried a little, which was meant to be a joke, but she just sits there silently looking at me. So I backpedal and I say, hey, tears of joy from allergies. So I reach into the bread basket and I try to like break it off smoothly and dip it in some butter. So the bread was actually as hard as concrete. So when I broke it, a piece of bread flew out across the table and hit her in the shoulder. And not to mention, there was a little bit of butter right here on her shirt. It stayed there the entire date. She didn't see it, and I didn't say anything about it. So we order our main course, and I go to compliment her. I went to say, "You look great tonight." But instead, I said, "You look great tonight." Now she's just staring at me, so I panic a little bit. I sip my drink, sip a little too hard, and I start to choke on a little piece of ice. Fuck. Moving on, she asked me what kind of movies that I like, and I said, anything with subtitles, because I like to pretend that I know how to read. Guys, it was a joke. But no laugh, just pure silence. So I sip my drink again, spill it down my shirt. Food makes it to the table. I try to cut my steak. Knife slips. I fling a piece of my steak, lands right next to her. At this point, I'm severely apologetic. I apologize like 6 or 7 times till she finally says, "Dude, seriously, it's fine." Now you would think, with my mishap with the beverage, I wouldn't even touch it. But then I try to recover by doing a toast. And how did that go, you ask? Well, I go to raise my glass, and then the salt shaker lands on the table, and it rolls, hits her in the lap. She laughs awkwardly. I laugh too hard, and now almost everybody in the restaurant, well, in our section, starts staring. Oh, God. Then she asked me about my hobbies, and I go, well, I like to microwave leftovers. This poor girl is trying so hard to be polite, but I knew I fumbled so hard and there was no way for me to recover. So we're finally done eating. We go to leave, walk into her car, so I try to, say a smooth goodnight line. And all I could say was, "Thank you for surviving me tonight." I lean in, not sure if it's for like a hug or a handshake, and we both end up leaning the same way. Then we fucking bump foreheads. Oh my God. And all I could say was, wow, you headbutt like a champ. It was meant to be funny, but it wasn't. She laughs politely, power walks to her car, and I'm just sitting there waving like way too long, like I'm trying to flag down and direct an airplane. I was too embarrassed to send like a follow-up text or even contact her again because everything just went completely down the drain for me there. It was like Final Destination, but instead of somebody perishing, it was just like a series of unfortunate and really awkward events that I just could not recover from to save my life. So in some weird fashion, if she ends up seeing this, I do genuinely apologize. Follow for more story times.
When I was 16, I started working at Subway. Because I was 16, I was in high school, I was strictly on night staff unless it was the weekends, and then sometimes I came in the mornings, but I was almost always night staff. Which I didn't mind, because eventually they taught me how to close, and then I became night manager, and I kind of liked that. Anyways, I digress. And yes, I know I shouldn't have been manager. I was 16 and a manager. I know that's not illegal, but I mean, hey, what can you do? It wasn't my Subway. So anyways, working at Subway, I got to experience a lot of weird stuff. Just people are weird. People are weird at Subway. Yeah, I know that you can argue that people are weird at any fast food restaurant or just any restaurant in general, but Subway really, truly does bring in a different crowd. So most Subways, at least in my area, are open till 10 p.m. And we are one of the later stores that are open, at least for a lobby. Most stores close their lobbies by 7 or 8 in my area because we're very drug heavy, very drug crime heavy, very open public drug heavy. Like, it's very drug heavy in my area. It's not uncommon to see some walkers past sunset. So in my specific area, we're the only store open past 8 p.m. because this is also COVID times. So I'm working alone. It's December and it's storming. Like really, really bad storm. I'm not talking like snowstorm. I'm talking like middle of summer storm. Like it tornadoed that night. It tornadoed in December. It tornadoed. So I guess Santa felt like coming a different way this year. And I'm at the store alone. 16, by the way. So I'm at the store alone, 16, packing everything away because my manager finally sent me the message. She goes, "You need to get out of there. We got some red weather coming your way," and that's usually not good. So I'm starting to pack things up, and it's maybe like 30 minutes out of our actual closing time. So really, I'm not closing early. I'm kind of just doing procedures early. So one of the issues is our door is super light. So the wind starts to get blowing because The NATO is getting closer. So I'm putting things away and this door swings open. It swings open so violently it knocks loose one of the hinges and it cracks the glass. If you've ever been to a subway or like a modern designed subway, most of it is window, most of it is glass. So our entire storefront, which is glass, is now shattered because this door has slammed into it, and I'm running up to try and close this door. So as I'm running up to go close this door, the wind blows the other way and brings the door back at me and closes the door with my head in between the frame and the door. This hits me so hard it blacks me out on spot. I'm so lucky it didn't hit me where the little door handle was because it might have killed me. But I was out for like 5 minutes because I remember checking my phone after and I was like, oh. But I remember calling my manager after that and I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna turn the fridge back on because I can't put some of the stuff away. I think I gotta go to the hospital. And of course she's like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Did somebody break in? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, homegirl, there is a tornado outside and this door just closed on my head. And then the sirens start going. A bit late. So the sirens start going and of course she hears it on the phone. So she goes, go hide in the bathroom or go hide in the freezer. I'm not hiding in the freezer. That thing's got a lock on it. And specifically, it locks from the outside. The bathroom locks from the inside. I'd rather go to the bathroom. So I'm trying to like hobble my way to the bathroom because I'm still like, you know, fuzzy. When you get hit in the head, sometimes you don't really think right. So I'm like hobbling my way to the bathroom and there's a guy at the drive-through window. I've seen enough horror movies. You can look at my page and see the stuff that I wear on a daily basis, the makeup I wear, the movies I like to watch. I have seen enough horror movies to know that Psycho in the window is not coming inside. In fact, he scares me so bad I scream and throw a leftover sandwich that was sitting on the bar at him. Keep in mind, he's still behind a window, so all this does is go about 5 feet because I can't throw for shit at this age, and it just lands on the ground. But my fear is that this man has watched this door incident happen, and that he had all this access to the store. So now I'm freaking out because I got the door to close, but I didn't get it to lock. So now I'm trying to go back to the door to go lock it, and he sees that I'm trying to go back to the door, so he makes a break for the door. I don't play about the drug use in the area, dude. So I see this and I immediately think to myself, oh, it's a fight for the death. I tell myself that if anybody's coming out of this store alive, it's me. And unfortunately for this guy, he just came across the most psycho bitch who works in the store. I'm gonna make this guy a sandwich. Correction. I'm gonna make this guy my sandwich. He gets to the door the same time I do, and he's stronger than me, because he's on drugs. He grabs it and he rips it open. He's like, I wish I was joking. He's so strung out on whatever and freaked out from the storm. He's like tongue out, like slobbering all over the place. He looks like an actual zombie. And I see this and my instant mind goes right back to 9 years old with my dad teaching me karate. I'm shaking and I go, each! And my punch connects with his Adam's apple. This causes such a reaction that he goes for like a solid minute or two. And at this time, I had just gotten my ears pierced, so I had all these hoops in my ears, and I'm taking them out, and I'm like, no, you want more? You want more? You're choking on my fist. And of course he can't. He's so eventually, I go back in the store, and I've locked the door, and he just kind of wobbles off. I kind of felt bad, because he was still in the storm, which, you know, he probably just wanted inside from the storm. But dude, why are you coming up to the door and going blah at me? Like, what the hell? And like, I just can't help but think, because our subway was constantly under crime, so we had a constant security advisor. Most of the time they were interns for our subway, but we always had a security intern watching our security cameras. They had our computers like email or whatever, like they could send messages to our computer if something didn't seem right. We get a message from our guy, his name, I'm just gonna say Adam. I think it actually was Adam, but there's so many Adams out there, I don't even know. There were like 5 Adams who worked at my store alone. Anyways, so Adam sends a message to the computer and he goes, I won't tell the owner if you don't. Hands are up, Adam. You have got me sold. I don't need a fresh record at 16. Right now in my life, I'm thinking I'm gonna be an A-grade painter. I mean, obviously we see where we went now. But at the time, I was terrified to get anything on my record. So of course I'm like, yeah, Adam, yeah. Love that, Adam. And eventually that night, the storm did calm down where I could go home, and I just went home that night. Like, I eventually locked everything up, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Tonight was a night. Morning shift can handle one rough morning. I'm done. So, a whole year later, I see this guy again. Funnily enough, he doesn't recognize me because the first time he sees me, I have a chopped bob and a split dye. And the split dye is brown and like bleach blonde. And of course, it's super short, little duck pigtails on both sides. It's how I wore my hair every single day. He doesn't recognize me because now I have just brown hair and I got different glasses. You know, when you don't see anybody daily, you kind of just recognize them by those base features. So he don't know me. So he comes into the store and he's causing a scene immediately. He comes in and he's screaming, I need a water! Call an ambulance! Call 911! Call 911! Like, he's really kind of hamming it up like Hollywood actor style. So one of my coworkers is running to get him a water. I'm calling an ambulance. And I'm on the phone to the cops and I'm trying to not, like, look at him face on because I'm scared that he's gonna recognize me. So eventually the ambulance shows up and they load him up and whatnot, and by the time that he gets in the ambulance, they've like locked him in and everything because they suspect a drug overdose is why he's having this reaction. So they have him all belted in and everything, and that's when it clicked. He goes, like, perfect reenactment right here. He goes, I remember you. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, And him seeing me at the opening of that ambulance makes him go, I don't even know what he was saying. But the ambulance took this as he was having a further, like, hurting epidemic of his episode, so they just took off. And then I truly never saw the guy again. I never saw the guy again. And what made it really interesting was, like, a couple months later, we got this new girl, and she did a little, you know, and she actually told me that she knew the guy. It was her dealer. And she told me that he was probably strung on Fent. Wonderful! So yeah, that was like one of the times of working at Subway. I worked at Subway for 2 years and it was a shit show every day I worked there.
Most of my stories recently have just been like recaps of my whole day of working where I tell you about the top 3 worst interactions, right? And that's been because I have not dealt with a true fucking menace. But I just fucking did, so you know I have a story. Sorry about that, guys. Did not mean to yell at you this early in the video. As you know how this shit goes. This entire story is AI generated. It's completely not real. If you're watching this video and you think, this sounds like an interaction that I had with someone who looks weirdly familiar to this person on screen. For one, you need to be checked into a mental hospital. You're a fucking problem and a menace to society. You need to be locked away. And for two, yeah, it wasn't me. I don't know who that was. I guess I have a doppelganger. This story is completely AI. It's not real at all. For legal reasons, allegedly. That disclaimer's out of the way. I had a 2-top sit in my section. It's the middle of the fucking dinner rush, so we're pretty busy right now. And it's a mom and her daughter, right? But the mom, she fucking reeks. She fucking reeks of weed. She stinks. She stinks. She smells so fucking bad. And I don't even mind the smell of weed. She fucking stinks. She must have been hotboxing 2 seconds before she got in the car because my whole fucking section smells like it. To the point where everyone's fucking looking at you. That aside, though, I go to greet the table because you would think if you're high as fuck, you would think it like mellows you out a little bit. You'd be a little chill. No, this lady fucking, I don't know. She's got a marijuana plant growing out of her fucking asshole. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this lady because she is just like, she's a fucking demon. She's a demon. I'm sorry. Again, allegedly, this is fake. I'm not talking about you if you think this is you, but if it is you, you know you need to check yourself in. You have a problem. Anyways, that aside, so she sits down. I go to introduce myself. Here's a pop quiz. A, do I get to say my full spiel, get their drink order, say my name, all that stuff? Or B, do I get interrupted? Does she disregard everything I'm saying? Oh, you already know it's fucking B. All right, so I say, hi guys, welcome in. How we doing? My name's Jay. And before I can finish my fucking whatever I'm fucking saying, can we sit in that booth over there? Because I don't want to sit here. Can we sit over there? Sure, it's in my section. I don't really care. We can sit over here. That's fine. Sure, whatever. Hi guys, my name's Jay. No, I don't want to sit over here. Can we actually sit at that table over there, right by the window, all the way over there? I'm like, yeah, just give me 1 second. I have to ask the server real quick just to make sure it's okay with her. Because it's her section. I want to make sure, like, I don't want to do anything without knowing. Oh, so you can't sit us there? We want to sit there, though. I didn't say I can't. I just have to make sure it's okay. So let me check. I don't want to mess anything up. No, stop talking. I'm fine. I'll sit here, I guess. Whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, what happened to customer service? She's talking to her daughter like this, first of all, so you're raising a fucking menace, too. Whatever. At this point, they want to stay at the table. I say, great, awesome, let's get drinks in. All right, do we want appetizers? Great. I go to the kitchen, I grab the drinks, I make it the appetizers, just chips and dip. It takes 2 seconds for me to make, so I go ahead and do it. The container that we put the dip in, the serving size is 1 scoop. It fills it up most of the way. It's obviously not fucking overflowing all over the place. I don't know what you want from me at this point. That's the serving size. That's what my manager told me to do. And I really don't give a fuck if you want more, order more. Like, there's different sizes. Order the fucking large, I guess. I bring it over to the table and she looks at me like I'm a fucking, like, shot her puppy dog sitting there. And she goes, what is this? I'm like, that's the appetizer you ordered, ma'am. Like, that's what that is. I know that's the appetizer I ordered. Like, I'm not fucking stupid. This is halfway filled. Are you seriously serving me something halfway filled? Well, no, ma'am, it's not halfway filled, but that is the serving that we typically use. It's the serving listed on the menu. That's just what our managers tell us to use. I'm so sorry if you feel like that's not enough. Maybe I can grab you, like, a side of it. It's just like $1 upcharge if that's okay with you, blah, blah, blah. Charging me for an extra side of it when you were serving me this? What kind of restaurant are you guys running? Are you stealing money from us? Because this is unacceptable. I said, ma'am, I'm sorry that you feel that way. There's nothing I can do for you. Would you like the number for corporate? Would you want to talk to my manager? Who do you want to talk to about this? Because I really can't do anything about you. You weren't even nice to me when you first walked in, so why would I do anything extra for you? Like, make that make sense. I'm not about to argue with you about this. I'm sorry, ma'am, that's just the way it is, so what do you want me to do about it? At this point, I just ring her in for the fucking upcharge. I bring the extra shit out. She's as happy as she can be because she's mad about the upcharge, but again, I'm not bending the rules for your ass. You're a fucking cunt. Like, get the fuck out of my face. So pretty much I come back, I try to get food orders in. They're not ready, but they say they're ready, and they take about, like, maybe 6 minutes to order for 2 fucking people. And they're just sitting there, and the whole time I'm like, hey, if you guys need a few more minutes, don't let me rush y'all. Like, and, nope, stay here, we're ready to order. Hurry up and order. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I get sat like 3 times while they're ordering, so I'm like, come on, like, I could be doing so much other shit right now. But fine, I'm not gonna rush you. This is fine. We'll take as long as you need. I'm just sitting there waiting for their fucking order. Now, if you know me, if you've seen my story time before, you know my fucking trigger word is fresh. When they say fresh, I'm already pissed off. So she literally, at the end of ordering, she goes, and you guys, no, make sure you're making our food to order. We want fresh food. We're spending too much money as it is. I'm already pissed about this shit. So, if my food's not fresh, we're gonna have problems. Who the fuck are you talking to? Are you talking me crazy? And I've had 2 conversations with you. All right, lady. I'm like, yes, ma'am, we're gonna make sure that's fresh for you. Like, there. I'm gonna serve you cold food. Like, what are you talking about? Get the fuck out of my face. As soon as their food's ready, I grab it out the window. I'm like, all right, bet, I'm gonna run this out. It'll be fine, right? I bring it over to the table. Before I can even set down the fucking food, this lady reaches over, grabs the shit off the plate. Mind you, her hands are fucking covered in sauce because she got something like with the sauce on top. And she goes, what the hell is this? Why is there no sauce coated on the bottom? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no sauce on the bottom. Are you fucking kidding me? She puts it back on the plate. Her hand's fucking covered in sauce, by the way. I'm like, there's no way this lady just did that. I'm just looking like stunned. I'm stunned at this point. She's like, yeah, no, that's unacceptable. Fuck no. I told you we were gonna have problems. What the hell is that? I'm serious. What are we doing? Like, what are they doing? Why would you serve me that? I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Like, I don't grab the food with my hands and like check the bottom of it. Like, the sauce is served on top. What are you talking about? I'm just so confused at this point. And she's literally going on a fucking rant. She's like, no, you better take that shit back and get me some fucking fresh shit. I knew you were gonna do some shit like this. I fucking knew it. You are so, oh my gosh. I cannot even believe it. The girl at this point, she's like, oh, well, can I have my food, please? She was really sweet. She was very sweet. I'm like, yeah, of course you can have this. Here you go, blah, blah. I go to hand it to her. She like, and usually I just set it down on the table. But she went to grab the plate, right? So I go hand it to her. She grabs the plate. And the mom is like, excuse me? Did you just throw that plate at my daughter? Oh, hell no. You need to get some. I'm like, her daughter and I are still both holding onto the plate. Like, I'm looking at her, and we're both looking at each other, and we both turn and look at her like, hold on, let me show you. I'm holding it right here. Her daughter's looking at it. I'm like, ma'am, throw it at your daughter. I just handed it to her. What the fuck are you talking about? I need to get the fuck up out of here. I'm done. There's no way you're saying this shit right now. Throwing it at her daughter. My daughter just basically had to catch that shit like a fucking frisbee. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm sorry. Like, you have terrible customer service. I mean, the queso, now this, and you just tried to throw something at my daughter? You're lucky I'm not fucking putting hands on you right now. Are you fucking kidding me? You are a fucking psychotic, deranged cunt. What are you talking about? We're both looking at you confused. And I'm just like, she's like, you better go get your manager. No, you need to be reprimanded for some shit like this. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna have you fired by tonight. Guess what, bitch? Still not fucking fired. Get the fuck out of my face. I've never experienced some shit like this. All right, so pretty much my manager goes over the table. I've already debriefed him on what has gone down, what she said happened, whatever. When he talks to her, she says that she personally had to catch the plate like a newborn baby. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. Why would you? What are you talking about? I'm convinced this lady's schizophrenic, and she was hallucinating that all that shit happened because we were literally both holding the plate when you said that. Your daughter even looked at you like you're fucking crazy. All right, I guess you want a free meal. Whatever. Like, this shit pissed me off so bad. I was like, what are you pulling up out of your ass, bro? Don't fucking piss me off. Anyways, my manager talks to them, whatever, doesn't go back to the table, doesn't take the food out. I'm like, I guess I'm still taking care of them. Great, awesome, whatever. So I bring the food out because we remade her whole meal. I put a glove on, I check underneath her fucking shit, make sure there's sauce there, put it down. Everything was perfect. I bring it out to the table. She goes, nope, we're not gonna do this again. You're gonna wait here. I'm gonna check this food. She's touching it, she's cutting, she's doing whatever. It's looking good, Then she, Really? Thought I wouldn't notice? She pulled some shit up in her fucking hand. Mind you, it's drenched in sauce. And she starts ripping it in my face. And she's like, see, would you serve this? I'm sorry, would you want to eat this? Like, this does not seem appetizing to you. Does this seem good to you? Do you want to eat this? And she's holding it in her hand. I'm like, I mean, yeah, before you ripped it up and put it in your hands, like, yeah, there was nothing wrong with that. What are you doing? I literally said that. I'm just like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, okay, we're playing this now. Okay, seriously, you're gonna play stupid? You don't know that that was inedible. All right, fuck you. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my face. There was nothing wrong with that shit. I'm like, ma'am, maybe you just ordered the wrong thing on the menu at this point because there was nothing wrong with that chicken. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, you're definitely fired. Not fired, but okay. I'm just like, when she said that, I look at her, I'm just like, okay. And I go to walk away, and she waves me down, and she's like, excuse me? Are you not gonna get us more napkins? I need napkins, clearly. And she starts laughing, and I'm like, no. I'll be back with those napkins, though. Just give me a sec. I have to get them from the back. I go and do everything else I can imagine. I start stocking up ice. I mean, I'm just taking my dear sweet time at this point. I finally come back with her napkins. Took you long enough. Like, I've just been sitting here with sauce on my hands. Who set that system up, though? You. So that's a you problem. You could have used the bathroom. I'm sorry. Like, ew. Get the fuck out of my face. You're a fucking crazy ass psycho. When I come back, I bring a menu. I'm just like, here you go, ma'am. Let me know if there's anything else you want to order because that entree is clearly not what you thought it was or not what it won't satisfy you. So if there's anything else I can get for you, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, I'm just gonna take the entree off the bill. And she's like, oh, when did I say? Did I tell him to do that? I'm just, we're playing this game. Okay. No. If you would make the entree right, I would like it. So find someone who can actually do their job and make it. And I'm like, well, ma'am, the kitchen manager made that personally for you. There was nothing wrong with that. So clearly it's just not what you're expecting or the dish that we serve is not what you know it as. I'm so sorry about that. If there's anything else we can get you, because I really don't know how to help you at this point, just let me know. You can even talk to the manager yourself. Yeah, actually, that sounds like a good idea. I'm done talking to you. Yeah, grab that manager because I can talk to him all night about you. I'm like, okay. I go to the kitchen, I grab the manager, he's like, what? Like, I tell him everything that happened. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I made that shit myself. He goes to the table, says basically the same thing as me, like, if there's anything else you want to order, he'd be happy to do that for you, because you're not gonna like the dish. Like, he made it personally, he doubles down on it. Thank you for having my fucking back. And he's just like, how can we fix that for you? Like, how can we help you? I'm not seeing a solution here. Do you want to order nothing else? Okay, well, I'm sorry, like, there's nothing I can do for you on that aspect. Can I get you a dessert? Fine, I'll take the dessert. Awesome. So he tells me what dessert she wants. I'm not even bringing anything in. The bill's right there. He says she has to pay for her food, whatever. I don't even think he actually told her about comping anything off the bill, but we'll get to that. So I am in the back. I'm just waiting on the dessert. And the lady walks into the kitchen. Oh, what the fuck are you doing, you fucking psycho? Walks into the kitchen. Where the fuck is my dessert? No, like, seriously, does everything have to take 20 years here? Are you fucking kidding me? It's been 2 minutes, bro. I just want to get out of here. Can you please just get me my dessert? I'm sorry, like, I just want to leave, box it up to go. This is ridiculous. I will never be back here. Is that a promise? Is that a promise that you'll never be here? Because I never want to see your ugly ass again. Please, stay away. Stay far away. I actually want to get a restraining order on you. Get away, you fucking demon. I rebuke you. The dessert, I have someone else bring it out to the table. Whatever, they leave. And I guess they weren't told that their bill was covered because my manager's like, I'm just going to comp their bill. I don't even want to worry about it. I don't even want to add it to your sales. And then you have to tip out on that. I don't want to do that. That lady's a fucking asshole. Like, just let her go. Like, and I'm not going to argue with you on that. Fuck it. She can have that. She can keep the goddamn money. Like, I don't care. She leaves cash on the table, not like for a tip or anything, but she left, I guess she looked on the like little tablet to see the total and left the money on the table, walked out, comped the bill. So, joke's on you, because one, I'm not fucking fired, and two, you just gave me 100% tip to deal with your ass. So, fuck you.
Okay, so like, listen, I'm in love with a guy at my job. I sure am. And listen, at first I was like, okay, everybody has a crush on him. Everybody wants him. I thought that I just liked him to follow the trend. But then as time went on, I'm like, wait, wait, this is love. And I know what you're thinking, Madison. We see the laundry on your bed. Maybe a better idea would be for you to tend to your spiraling life. And to that I say, you're right. But also, what's the fun in that? Like, why? I'm having a good time. So let's get into the details. Okay, so I know that I told y'all I'm gonna give y'all details, updates, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the update is that he didn't show up to work. And I'm really upset, traumatized, scared because why didn't he come? But I think that he's coming today. But like, let's just talk a little bit about a call of action. I've talked to him before, like we're like friends, but like I don't even know what to do. Like I'm scared. Hey, so how do you like have a crush when you're like scared of men? Let's unpack that. I don't know how to like actually be friends with him because like it's a man. I'm scared. Also, like everybody's in love with him, so everybody's like fighting for his attention. So it's literally like the Hollywood fix every time he comes to work. And I'm like, well, so this like isn't actually ideal. So what am I supposed to do? What do I do? I don't know, guys. Like, here's the thing. I can just never tell if I'm just being delusional or if I just like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't even know. I don't know, okay? Listen, I don't know. I'm really stressed out. This is a really hard time for me. Okay, now that I'm like collected and like not losing my mind, let's talk about the fact that I literally have had this job for 2 weeks and I found somebody to have a crush on.
Listen, because one thing about me is if I'm bored, I'm gonna find a crush. Like, sorry, I will do it. And it's just like, if that's a crime, then lock me up, take me straight to jail. Because like, I'm sorry, I love fun little crushes and a fun little crush and a fun little obsession. Like, gosh, like, who am I if I don't have somebody to keep tabs on? Like, it truly is just like peak living. Anyways, girls, I'll keep y'all updated. I'll let y'all know if I see him, and I'll tell y'all if I talk to him at all or if I just check out. So stay updated. Love ya. Bye.